Yan Feng Ancient Kingdom, Chu Capital. Luo Feng also had a clone permanently residing in Chu Capital, carrying 1 billion black rivers and part of his divine power reserves. This clone was weaker than his true form but still stronger than Great Sage Bian and the City Lord of Arid Wind by a significant margin. Luo He, I heard that you swept across Great Sage Bian, Lord of Yuanshou Mansion, City Lord of Arid Wind, and Great Sage Yan Su all by yourself, seizing the Blood Spirit Gold Pearl alone. A message came through. Would you be willing to sell me the complete combat footage of your victory over those four for the Yan Feng Pavilion's Dark Hall? Luo Feng was a little surprised. Buying intelligence from him? This had never happened before. Other than himself, only the City Lord of Arid Wind was most familiar with the entire battle. However, since the City Lord belonged to the royal family of the ancient Thunder Kingdom, it was likely that Yan Feng Pavilion wouldn't want to get involved with him. As the victor of this battle, I believe you, Luo He, have the most complete information. The Yan Feng Pavilion's Dark Hall sent another message. We are willing to pay 100 billion Cosmos Sand for the full combat footage. 200 billion Cosmos Sand, Luo Feng replied. Luo He, there are very few on Origin Continent who can afford such detailed information, mostly divine kings and a few rare Chaos Realm experts. Only a handful would actually purchase it, and they might even share it among themselves, Yan Feng Pavilion responded. One powerful individual could purchase the information and then tell a few friends. The Yan Feng Pavilion wouldn't be able to stop that. Then 150 billion Cosmos Sand, Luo Feng stepped back. I can't go any lower. Alright, the Yan Feng Pavilion will gladly befriend the great sage Luo He. The Yan Feng Pavilion's Dark Hall was quite courteous. Luo Feng didn't know exactly who was contacting him, as this was the official message from the Dark Hall. However, if they dared to say, the Yan Feng Pavilion wishes to befriend the great sage Luo He, it was likely someone from the upper echelons of the Yan Feng Pavilion. Should we deposit the 150 billion Cosmos Sand under your name, Luo He? Sure, here is the complete footage of the battle. Luo Feng didn't hide anything. If Yan Feng Pavilion really wanted to investigate, both Great Sage Yan Su and Great Sage Bian had parts of the combat footage. The City Lord of Arid Wind, who was notoriously greedy, had the full footage. It was better to make the money himself. In fact, the Yan Feng Pavilion could use space-time methods to trace the bottle's remnants, but the cost of doing so was too high. It was much cheaper to buy it directly from the victor. Finally, I recovered some of my losses. After Luo Feng had mastered the 3-in-1 Trinity Form secret technique, he had terminated the Yan Feng Pavilion's mission to acquire materials from perfect chaos-level lifeforms, but his expenses were still enormous. In an illusory world, a remarkable Luo He, a figure formed from mist, appeared, quite irritated. Through the City Lord of Arid Wind and Yan Su, I managed to gather 20 Blood Spirit Gold Pearls and gave them to Marquis Chu Chong. Great Sage Bian obtained 25 Blood Spirit Gold Pearls, just slightly more than Marquis Chu Chong. His plan was to help Marquis Chu Chong secure second place. According to his calculations, Marquis Chu Chong and Marquis Chu Yu would be far ahead in the Blood Spirit Gold Pearl task, while the other 5 first-class marquises would lag far behind. But now, the Blood Spirit Gold Pearls have been monopolized by Luo He. If it weren't for the fact that he is Emperor Chu's disciple, a Chaos Realm transcendent daring to act so presumptuously with me, he would have learned the price of disrespect. The misty figure, being a high-ranking member of the Two Realms Palace, had long been accustomed to his lofty position on Origin Continent. Luo Feng's disrespect had already ignited his fury. But Luo Feng's master was Emperor Chu. So, he had to calm himself. Luo He's latest complete intelligence? The misty figure immediately purchased it. The price was 1 billion Cosmos Sand, but he didn't care. Though he held himself in high regard, the complete intelligence from Yan Feng Pavilion was indeed valuable. This complete intelligence included footage of the recent battle. Lord of Yuanshou Mansion was the first to retreat. Yan Su's clone was utterly annihilated. Great Sage Bian pierced through the membrane of the Dark World to escape. The City Lord of Arid Wind was battered and torn apart by Luo He's bare hands, and Luo He used the Blood Shadow Knife to cleave him into dozens of pieces and then collected him. Luo He, personal disciple of Emperor Chu. He has mastered the origin paths of life, destruction, and matter, and has combined the three to create his own body refining technique, reaching the level of a cosmic body. His Black River world is impenetrable, even for Great Sage Yan Su. Within his endless Black River domain, Even the city lord of arid wind can only drift helplessly, unable to act on his own. Quote, his world, domain, long-range attacks, close combat, and physical body, each aspect is flawless, making him undoubtedly the first among the Chaos Realm transcendents. Critical reminders. First, his body possesses extremely strong life vitality, where every bit of flesh can form an independent clone. The number of his clones is incalculable. Second, he can wield a body far surpassing that of a primordial bloodline body while still in the Chaos Realm, which means his heart and mind are far beyond those of his peers. His mental willpower is at least at the second realm of the Divine King. The more terrifying the physical body, the higher the mental willpower required to control it. Luo Feng's perfect divine body, paired with his willpower at the second realm of the Divine King and his mastery of the Lu Yuan technique, consumed more than half of his mental energy just to control the 100 billion black rivers. Yan Feng Pavilion, unaware of his perfect divine body, had already correctly assessed that Luo Feng's mental willpower was at least at the second realm of the Divine King. Third, his strength as the first Chaos Realm transcendent has been achieved without using the power of the primordial materials, or primordial bloodline, but instead by creating his own body refining technique. His talent is simply unbelievable. It can be deduced that he will soon become a Divine King. Once he reaches the Divine King level, his strength will increase even further. And with his master Emperor Chu, who is very protective of his disciples, Luo he will certainly receive full support. The misty figure examined the detailed intelligence, which included segments of footage and extensive speculative information. At the Chaos Realm, and yet possessing at least second realm Divine King mental willpower? The misty figure muttered, no wonder he could resist the summoning of the Two Realms Palace. This Luo he is certainly not an easy opponent. The misty figure, after reviewing the intelligence, fully understood this fact. Most other Chaos Realm transcendents relied on external resources for cultivation, with their foundations far less solid, making it very difficult for them to become Divine Kings. However, someone like Luo Feng, who had created his own body refining technique to reach the Chaos Realm, had a much stronger foundation and a much greater chance of becoming a Divine King. Time is long, and there will be plenty of opportunities. The misty figure thought, once a major storm arises, even the emperors of the Yanfeng Ancient Kingdom and the Thunder Kingdom will be driven to madness. At that time, a small push will be enough to send Luo he into an endless abyss. This little guy has no idea how turbulent the undercurrents at the Divine King level can be, the misty figure sneered. Even now, Luo Feng didn't know the identity of this powerful figure from the Two Realms Palace. That was the terrifying aspect of the Two Realms Palace. They stirred up chaos, yet their identities remained a mystery. Chu Capital, Marquis Chu Yu's mansion. Luo He, sweeping through the other four and monopolizing the Blood Spirit Star? Marquis Chu Yu received news from a friend almost immediately. The news left him stunned. Monopolizing the Blood Spirit Star? Did that mean that, out of the 3 sub-tasks for the Heavenly Tier mission, Luo he had already secured first place in one of them? And not just first, but by a landslide? What exactly happened? Marquis Chu Yu quickly investigated and soon purchased the latest complete intelligence on Luo Feng. The contents of the intelligence left him speechless. Clones, countless in number? At least second realm Divine King mental willpower? Self-created body refining technique, talent so high it's unimaginable? Marquis Chu Yu, being a powerful infinite divine body Chaos Realm expert himself, was well aware of the implications of this intelligence. It meant, Luo he was the first among Chaos Realm transcendents. And he had done it without relying on external forces. I was just choosing a guest official in Huyang City, and it turns out he's this powerful. Marquis Chu Yu found it hard to believe. When he first met Luo he had only been an eternal true god. Marquis Chu Yu quickly regained his composure. Luo he's intelligence has been leaked this much. Does he know? Marquis Chu Yu didn't hesitate and immediately sent the intelligence to Luo Feng. Haha, don't worry, some of the information was sold by me to the Yanfeng Pavilion, Luo Feng replied. Seeing the detailed intelligence, Luo Feng was also a bit astonished. Clones? Mental willpower? The analysis was quite thorough. They overestimated me. I actually didn't cultivate the origin path of matter, Luo Feng thought. The intelligence was already very comprehensive, documenting nearly all of his methods. Of course, there were still some techniques, such as using mental willpower to perform the Lu Yuan technique, and certain abilities of the Star Tower and the perfect divine body, which the Yanfeng Pavilion couldn't have known. As the intelligence suggests, I should focus on accumulation and becoming a divine king as soon as possible. Luo Feng was well aware. Realm was the foundation. Secret techniques were the branches and leaves. The higher the realm, the more powerful one's various abilities became. Emperor Chu's palace. Ha ha ha, the Yanfeng Pavilion's intelligence is spot on. Emperor Chu, looking at the intelligence, was overjoyed and immensely pleased. My disciple Luo Feng has such extraordinary talent. He created his own secret technique to become the first among Chaos Realm Transcendents. Far stronger than the other Chaos Realm Transcendents. Relying on external forces? What did that matter? Marquis Chu Yuan, the strongest of the 7 first-class marquises, also had the potential to become a Chaos Realm Transcendent. But that was because of his primordial bloodline. His own understanding of the origin path was much weaker. Previously, Emperor Chu had been willing to cultivate the rather ordinary talents of Marquis Chu Yuan, as there were only 2 Chaos Realm Transcendents in the Emperor Chu lineage before Luo Feng. But now, with Luo Feng around, Emperor Chu found the others quite unremarkable. Having a genius disciple was truly satisfying. Now this is what true talent looks like, becoming the first Chaos Realm Transcendent in such a short time purely through one's own efforts. I believe it won't be long before he becomes a divine king. Emperor Chu thought, I must find some important resources for my disciple. The resources required by divine kings weren't primarily bestowed by Flame Wind Ancestor or Thunder Ancestor but left behind by Yuan. Yuan had always had a benevolent attitude toward the divine kings of Origin Continent, leaving behind many resources for them to compete for. Those capable of obtaining more naturally got more. The Lu Yuan technique was one such resource. Yuan knew how difficult it was to begin mastering the Lu Yuan technique, so he left many copies of it behind. Eventually, Luo Feng from the Primal Universe mastered it, and once he did, all other copies of the Lu Yuan technique vanished. And there were many other similar resources. Whether inheritance, weapons, treasures, or opportunities, ancient beings were willing to go to any lengths to obtain them. No rush, I'll plan it out slowly, Emperor Chu thought.